product.
And I'm your girl, Nikki Lynn.
Rashomon in the building.
Your boy, I like two-time, the artist.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he came in hot.
Yeah.
But we have two special guests, we have one honorary special guest, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because it is International Women's Day.
Oh, yeah. And shout out to all the ladies out there for this International Women's Day.
And we can't forget about Baby D over here in the corner right here.
Over there in the cut. Yeah, I see you.
Hey.
Well, we have a special guest, and I want her to introduce herself.
Hello, everybody. Hello. My name is NENA Ross.
Nina Ross. Nina
I'm going to
Ross.
clap it up for Nina. All right.
All right, Nina Ross, welcome to the show. Welcome to the
What's
show.
up?
Welcome to the
Thank
basement.
you for having me.
Man, so how did you get your start in music?
Oh, that's a fun question. I started singing when I was really small, maybe about 4 or 5. By accident, it was discovered by my family. On my father's side, actually, my auntie, my dad's sister.
Okay.
And to be honest, I don't really know if she knew I could sing. I think she loved music, and it was myself and other girl cousins my age, and she just put us all together and was just like, sing. And we was doing little shows around the house, and then she, really discovered that I could really sing. And then I started doing little performances, on stages, and I was always very shy.
Okay.
So I didn't really admit that I could sing all the time because I didn't want to be put on the spot. But I just started pushing through that. But it's always been in me, always. I've tried to do away with it. I've tried to forget about it. I've tried to focus on other things. It's just always been there. I have to do it. I have to do it.
Okay. That's what's up.
So do you still deal with some shyness, I guess, before you're about to perform?
I'm shy. I'm a shy person. I'd rather blend in. I was just saying this not too long ago. I'd rather just kind of sit back and chill and blend in with everybody and just relax. I don't want to be on spotlight and the center of attention. I'm not a fan. But have you ever heard the things that scare you the most, the things you're most fearful of are the things that you're supposed to do? So that's one of those things for me. It's just push through that and keep it moving, keep it going. You got it.
Okay.
Yes. So what's your facts? What's your vibe? What type of music do you do?
I like to do music I like to teach lessons in my music, and I like to entertain. And if I could teach lessons, entertain, at the same time, sometimes, you can, sometimes you can't. I just released this debut single. It's called Stars. So Stars is just a fun record. It's just fun. I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to kind of talk my mess, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of just do what I wanted to do, just be free with it. But I do feel like I was given the gift for a reason, and so I just have recognized that I do have the gift, and so I want to use it to, like I said, teach lessons, entertain, talk about my experiences, things that I've been through, because I'm just learning that a lot of what I have gone through, a lot of people go through. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
So it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to share it. It's okay, to get into the details of it, because a lot of people go through the same thing. So this is just my way of just doing that, of sharing it with the world in the way that I want to do it. I love to sing, so this is just my way of getting it out there. And I think people will listen. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. I got a lot of stuff I want to say in my music.
Okay.
So who inspires you? If you had to.
I still and have always listened to all the old greats. I love Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah, Whitney Houston.
I love Aretha Franklin. I love Brenda Russell. I love Donna Summers. I love all the greats. Okay, that's what I listen to. That's where I kind of get like I guess the diva angle from, you know, because those are like the diva ladies in the industry.
Yeah.
I love Beyonce. We all love Beyonce.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I just like to put on the show.
We all love Beyonce.
We all love
I
Beyonce.
love Beyonce.
Minus me.
Yeah,
I am the one person in the room.
Oh wow. She's a true entertainer.
I think
Totally.
I think because I grew up in Houston. I mean,
Okay, that might be it.
so you know, like different. You know how like
Okay.
when you live like living here in Chicago, when you know people personally that have come up and you're like,
Yeah. I know all about it. I already talked about it.
Yeah.
went to her mom's hair salon, so all of
Oh,
that. You know what I
wow.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is though. She's just she's the entertainer. Like, and that's what, you know, I just strive to be, just an all around entertainer. Like, you know, I also want to be. I am very intelligent. I just want that to be something that, you know, the world wants is intelligence, if that makes sense. Because I think up to this point, you know, the world don't really want intelligence. You know, they want the shallow stuff, the shiny stuff, and they don't want the deep stuff, the stuff that gets down like to the root. Nobody wants that. So that's kind of just what I want to do with music, is kind of just get down to the real, like not talk about all this riffraff and, you know, stuff that doesn't matter. I just want to grab people's attention and then eventually like really start getting real with it. And always make sure my vocals on point though. My vocals got to be on point no matter what.
Okay.
That's important.
Yep. So we gonna piggyback off of entertainer. We got LA 2 times in the building.
The artist, upcoming artist, upcoming.
So LA, tell us something about yourself.
Well, I'm an artist from Chicago, and I do everything.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, so I do modeling. I love to take photos. I love dressing. I love clothes. I love shoes. And the type of music I like trap music, drill music. So I kind of like all music though. To be honest, I like all music.
So do you have a question for Nina?
Yeah. The question I got, like, what type of, like, do you like male artists?
Do I like male artists?
Yes, I mean, yeah, like, do you like male artists?
Like, do I like them in what way? Like,
what kind of rapper would you prefer?
okay, so I think,
Far as,
I said this before,
right.
and this is really important. Like content, you know, and this has nothing to do with like a person's talented or, you know, how good you are or are not.
Okay.
It's just some things I just don't want to be featured on, you know,
right.
Depending on the content, what we're talking about, what you're talking about in the record.
Okay.
Or, you know, if you're just known for content that's like, you know, I don't know, like degrading or like something like that. Like I don't, you know, and I'm not, and it, like I said, that's not to say that you're weak or
right.
you're not talented. It's just, you know, it has to be a good fit. It has to fit. It has to make sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
you know,
you're trying to portray a certain image, so
yes.
you want to make sure that never veers the wrong way.
Yes, and a lot of weak or I don't know, you just don't want to work with me, and that's not it. It's just with all due respect, we
right.
are just not in the same lane, but I do have interest in, you know, in like my future releases having
right.
like some rapper features and things like that. I do. And I have been asked by rappers to feature on their stuff as well. You know, maybe do a verse, do a hook or something like that. So I'm not opposed to it. It just has to make sense.
So who do you mess with? Like, who's like a rapper that you say you mess with right now?
Right.
I love Young Jeezy. Can I say that?
Young Jeezy.
Young Jeezy.
Yes. You love
Does
Jeezy.
that make me old?
That's back in what? 01?
Man, look, Jeezy is still relevant.
Okay, that I'm a huge Young Jeezy fan. I have to say this though, because somebody was like, why do you love Young Jeezy? And I have to say, I do have just a ton of very good memories to Young Jeezy music.
That makes
So
sense. That's
yeah.
like 90s R&B. You know how like
Yeah.
most of us still love that. It's
Yes,
just-
and then every time you
brings you
hear it, it's just like, you know, nostalgia, and it's like good memories, and it's like, man, I love this song. So that's just Young Jeezy. But there are, I listen to a lot of, I don't really listen to like a lot of these new, like really popular rappers.
So like Lil Baby, you
I listen to some Young Baby. Or Little
Little
Baby.
Baby.
What I say?
You
Young
said
Baby.
Young Baby.
The Baby. I don't listen to
Oh,
him.
yeah, right.
What about
You don't like No
Lil
Baby?
Durk?
No, baby.
No Baby.
It's
No
just,
baby.
it's just a baby. I do want to ask, do you mind if I ask a question, Keys? I know it's your turn, I'm sorry. You were talking about like, you want to be seen as intelligent, right? So you want to make sure there's a certain type of music that you put out. But do you think with this generation now, do you think it's more so that maybe it's because of the lack of education that they're not putting out like intelligent content, or do you think it's economic, community based?
I think it may be a combination of a few things. Number one, I just don't think that the generation today thinks that intelligence is cool. I don't think they think it's cool to like project intelligence and like, it's cool to turn up and to be lit, and
That's smart
cool.
though.
Yeah. And that's what's, I guess to a certain extent, depending on what industry you're in, that's what's paying, is the riffraff, like I was saying earlier. But I to some extent want to change that. I want intelligence to be attractive. I want, and there's a percentage, a small percentage of people who find intelligence attractive and find intellect attractive, but not many. People work from the outside in, and sometimes they never even get in.
But it is a social media world.
It is.
It's a microwave
so everything
society.
is superficial.
Everything is microwave.
Shallow.
Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
shallow.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you think the pandemic had anything to do with that? too?
Yes, I think
Okay.
it fast forwarded like some things. Like we were already kind of on that path, but then like once the world shut down, yes, I mean everything became electronic and just and the volume of it was heavy because nobody was outside, so everybody was online.
Yeah.
So yep, I think that really just propelled it forward. Like everybody's in the house, so it just shut down. Everything took off. Like all like Netflix and like all those things, like all that stuff took off.
Yeah. Did you use that to your advantage with the singing and everything?
I had no, honestly. No, let me take that back. Yes, I did, and let me tell you how I did that.
Okay.
Because since we couldn't, I guess, really do a lot outside, so you kind of just had to get in hermit mode. Read some books, learn some things.
Yeah.
Since we can't go outside, what can we do inside? We can, refine our craft. We can learn a new skill, perhaps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some people performed over like on live.
Yeah.
That was something that I did, like with DJing.
You performed on live. So
With
what I
DJing,
did, just considering the point that I was in my career, I had a lot of work to do with like behind the scenes stuff, like getting like paperwork together for songs that I had written.
Yeah.
I was doing stuff like that while we were shut down. I was making sure all my social media handles matched. I was just getting all the business side, everything behind
that
the
is
scenes
so
together.
important, and people don't realize that.
Yeah.
And that was the perfect time to do it. You can't really perform. So get your business in order. Do something though. Be productive.
Yeah, for sure.
So so yes, I guess in that way I did use it to my advantage, because I can't say that I would have been able to do it to that extent if the world was still busy and everything was still the way that it was before. So
Okay.
yeah, I do. And I actually didn't really think about that until you just asked me that. But yeah, I guess I did use it to my advantage.
So if you had to pick any singer besides Beyonce
Damn.
to do a feature with, who would it be?
Ooh,
And it could be past or present.
Chris Brown.
Chris
I
Brown?
love Chris Brown.
Okay.
I love Chris Brown, man.
Chris Breezy.
That boy is talented. He's just talented. And the song that really put me on Chris Brown was Fine China. When I heard Fine China, I was a fan. I was
Oh,
a
man,
huge
you
fan.
Took me back.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I just, you know, that video, I just couldn't take my eyes off of it. And I love Chris Brown. And it just seemed like, yeah, anything he's on is just a hit. You know, so he's definitely one that I would do a feature with. I also love Jasmine Sullivan.
I love Jasmine.
What was the song that
Jasmine
put you on to
is my
Jasmine
sis.
Sullivan?
It's a song called Mascara. Have you
Okay.
heard that before? Look it up if you haven't. It's just a sassy song. Yeah, it's just real sassy. It's called Mascara. One of my girlfriends put me on. She was like, "Girl, listen to this," and that's what made me a fan.
But she's sassy all the way around.
Yeah, that
she
what was that one song? I bust the windows out your car.
Yeah.
Hey,
that song.
Every time I went through a
Lions
breakup,
and
I was
Tigers
thinking
and
about
Bears.
that. I'm gonna bust somebody's windows out. Somebody's.
Yeah.
So what do you think about her new joint?
What's that one?
The one where she's like,
Pick up your feelings.
pick up your feelings. Yeah.
Oh, that song. I love Jasmine Sullivan. I love her vocals. I love her. Why? It's something about that song that oh Lord, I'm divorced. Okay, so that has really changed my perspective on things, the way that I look at things, the way that I write music, the way that I listen to music. And although I do love that song, it's just something about it that I just can't. A lot of times, like while I'm listening to it, I'm just like, girl, so like tell him to watch out, like you know what I'm saying, like stop talking to him. So, but I love Jasmine. So I do love the song. It's just not when I really love a song, I learn the words. Like that's when I know I love
the song
this song
word for word.
Yes,
You've listened
hours
to it
and
like
hours is like
600
that for me.
times.
Yes, on repeat. My son sings that song, hours and hours. He knows the words.
Okay.
And that's when I know I love a song. It's on repeat. I also love Doja Cat. Y'all like Doja Cat?
Doja Cat.
Yeah,
I love Doja Cat.
Wiz
One of
loves
our
Doja Cat.
DJs, DJ D Wiz, he loves Doja
I
Cat.
love
Yeah.
But people are asleep on Doja.
I like that. I like
think
that
so,
one
too.
song she did with Gucci Mane. I
I
think it
don't
was.
think I heard it.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I love it.
That's one of the songs I like from her.
Well, I know we have Nina Ross's new release, Stars.
Yes.
So
Okay.
can we get into that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're gonna talk to you about it when we come back.
Okay.
I want to know everything about from writing to who it's about. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Well, no, we could get into that. Like, who's it about? and
Yes,
everything.
all of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm down.
Yeah, but here it
ain't
is.
about nobody.
Oh man. Hey, look. Well, we'll get into the backstory once we hear the joint right here. But here it is, Star, right here on the basement underground. Hittas. Let's go.
You have this one?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, we back.
So Miss Ross, tell us about this single you just dropped.
Stars. So, Stars, like I said, I wanted to do something fun for my first record. I didn't want to, like, nothing too serious. I didn't want to talk about, like, being in love. I didn't want to talk about being hurt in love. None of that. I just wanted it to be fun. Stars, this was the first time that I sat down, Gabriel Alexander, that is the producer, shout out to Gabe. Me and Gabe sat down, and this was the first time, like I said, I experienced this. Normally, when I record a record, I get the beat already done. Like, you know, a producer sends me a beat, like, hey, write something to this, you know. But this time, Gabe and I went to the studio, and he played, like, sounds, like isolated sounds. And so, in Stars particularly, there was a sound that is in Stars, and it's like, dun, 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 dun. He played that, and I was like, oh, Gabe, I like that sound. He was like, you like that? And I was like, yeah. And so he was like, okay. So he took it, he opened up a session, and then he just started building around that sound. You know, just started working his magic. He had the keyboard in front of him. He just started making the beat. And then I took the beat, I went home, wrote to it, and came back, and we cut. And then that was fun. That was fun.
That's what's up.
It was,
what's
and
up.
this was the first time that, you know, I wrote my own record. You know, this was mine. It's mine. I registered it.
This is your
copyrighted
baby.
it. It's
Yeah.
mine. Yes. It's mine.
Okay.
So
It is a different feeling because we have been in the studio, because our DJs are also producers.
Yeah.
And to hear them make a beat for someone is totally different than going on BeatStars and finding
YouTube.
something.
it is.
Because it's like, it's you. You
Yes.
feel like it's just
Yes.
you. Like you could feel you inside of it.
Yes. And I was there, like while he was making it, we were sitting right next to each other. And you know, he's like, "What you think about this? You know, what if I put this right here? What, you know, how does this sound to you?" It was like, it really was tailored for Nina Ross, you know. So, and that was just, and it was fun. Like me and Gabe are just real cool. We've been cool for a long time. We have a good friendship. The vibe is good, you know. We always, you know, gotta go into our personal lives and get our little session, our little therapy session out the way before we start recording. But we always come out with some heat, and that boy is talented. That
Yeah.
boy can make a beat. Like his
That's what's
ear
up.
for music is insane. Shout out to Gabe. Shout out Gabe.
So do you freestyle?
No, I never. No.
So you don't sit around just singing lyrics of songs that could be one day?
Yes. Maybe a couple lines, a couple
Right.
lyrics, yeah. But I never done like how rappers can do like a whole song, pretty much.
Right.
No, I never done that before. But yeah, I have, you know, sat and played around like with a couple lyrics, you know, something just to see what I could come up with off the top of my head. I have done
Okay.
that. Just
So-
messing around.
Yeah, so tell us about Stars. Like, what inspired you? What does the song
So-
mean?
I think the very first, you got potential. So the very first line, like I said, I wanted to kind of just talk my mess in this song. So the very first line, you got potential, that to me was just like the ultimate, like, you know, like, what you want? What you mean I got potential? Like, you know, who are you? You know, I'm Nina Ross. That's like how it's supposed to be taken.
Right.
Like, you got potential, you know. And then I just wanted it to be like a cute little, like, you know, I like you, it's a crush, you know what I'm saying? You got potential, you know, but I have you seeing stars, you know, if you fuck with me, like that. I just wanted a fun song.
Yeah.
Well, now it's open. Thank
Yes.
God, because you know what? I was waiting for somebody to hit an F-bomb because I can't hold mine, right?
No. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
I
I would
didn't
have had
know.
to go back and
It's
beat that
okay.
out.
It's
I was
okay.
reluctant. I held back.
Hey.
Until
We are good. We have buttons and
Hey, well,
Oh,
it's
that's
open now.
cool.
It's open.
we'll push them. We're good. I'm just glad somebody finally did it, so I can be like,
Now you want to do it, man.
That's what's up.
Man.
well, at least it was the guest first, and I didn't
Yeah.
do it first. I
Yeah.
usually always do it first.
I mean, that's usually how it goes. Yes.
I guess.
Me and you.
Open it up.
And I love when y'all do, because
Man. So Nina, what's the writing process like?
The whole process.
The writing process, the creative process. In the studio, at home.
Which I found a lot of writers do this. I listen to the beat and then just hum a melody to it.
Okay.
And then sometimes it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes I write without a beat, which is good for like somebody like Gabe who can create a beat. That's
Right.
another thing too, is you have like beat makers, and they're, they're like the rappers, but then you have people who can make a record, who can produce a record.
Yeah,
And
beat
it's
makers
two
and
different
producers.
things. Yes,
Yeah.
it's different.
like people who
And-
score movies, like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. you know?
Yes, it's like an innate talent, like you have it. And he, just his ability to be able to do that, it makes it better when I do have a song that I wrote without a beat. Sometimes I'll just start with a melody,
Yeah.
and I'll just, write the words to a melody with no beat. So, I have to talk to somebody like Gabe for that. It'll happen that way. Sometimes, I don't know, I just might be going through something, which I do have a song. It'll probably be the third release. Stars is the first, there's a second. So it'll probably be the third release. It's a little controversial, you know. I'm excited for the world to hear it, but it is, when I wrote it, I didn't care about like being politically correct or being nice or polite. I did not. I just wanted to get it out. Yep, it was on my heart the way that it came out, and I wrote it to a Young Jeezy beat.
Even better.
Yeah. There you go.
I wrote it to a Young Jeezy beat, and it was that beat, and I was like, I love the beat. I love that beat, and I listened to that beat, and I said, I gotta write something to this. And when I was driving, listening to a song, a Young Jeezy song with this beat, and I wrote this song behind the wheel while I was driving.
Wow.
And then I just started recording it like on the voice memos on my cell phone, line by line. That's how I recorded it. And then it came out like that, the way it did.
So with you writing it to a Young Jeezy beat, I take it you like trap music.
I do. I like rap music. That's why earlier when I asked
it's just
about
content.
rap,
Yeah.
I love rap music. I actually probably listen to rap way more than pop and R&B music. I like rap, but yeah, it just, you know, what I'm gonna put my brand on and what I'm gonna be associated with, you know, I just know when to pump the brakes. You know, I just want to be smart, you know, and just not do anything. But yeah, I do listen to a lot of rap. So
So tell me, I know you said you were divorced. I've been divorced, so
yes,
you know, and people don't understand if you've never been married. When commitment is broken, it's like, ugh, life just kind of. How has that changed your music?
To be honest, I don't feel like I had anything to write about before my divorce. I didn't. I didn't write before my divorce. Before that happened, I had people writing for me. I had people sending me records. I had, you know, people sending me references, you know, records that were already cut, that they wanted me to recut, you know, things like that. And it wasn't until I went through that I can go as far as saying I put my foot down. And I'm not saying I'm opposed to other people writing records for me. There are just certain things I want to say, and certain things that I want to like get out about my own experiences that nobody else is going to be able to write for me.
Like you found your voice. Like, this is your voice. It's your story.
Nobody's going to be able to do it.
Right.
And that's what really pushed me to do it, because I'm like, girl, you know, you're going to, you know, keep singing other people's songs, and nobody's going to really know what you went through and, you know, how you got here. You're going to have to write. And I just started, I was kind of just afraid before. But it was when I started going through stuff. It was when I started going through stuff that I was like, you know, I know I'm not the only one that has gone through these things. And I know a lot of people will relate. So let me just put it out in my own way, you know, the way that I want to put it out. It definitely, contrary to what most people might believe, it did not make me cold-hearted in my divorce, or like it didn't make me hate love or hate marriage, or like, it did not. If anything, it made me kinder. It made me softer. It made me, you know, just more considerate of people's feelings, what people are going through, because I hid from the world, I hid from my family, from my friends, and you know, people didn't know what was going on. And so it made me, afterwards, just consider how many other people I could probably just walk past on the street that's also going through some shit.
Yeah, because I dealt with, mine felt like a silent shame, you know, because it was like, somebody doesn't want you, but they don't really know what happened, but they just assume, like, oh, you're not marriage material because they're not with you. Instead of asking questions or trying to figure it out, it's almost like a silent shame, because everybody that you knew as family, because you have this new extended family, now they're gone. Everybody's gone, and you're just there, and you're like, what do I do?
Yep, it is. It's so hard, but I thank God for it.
It was like the most, I think, like, out of everything that I've ever been through, that was probably like the most life-changing thing for me. because I didn't expect it. Mine was, I don't know how long yours was, mine was after 15 years.
That's
So,
a long time.
so it was just like, like what do I do?
I described it before as a death. That's what it felt like. I felt like I was
Mourning
Yeah.
the loss of like a
I
family.
mean, yeah.
Or like your
Yeah.
friend just died, like because
Yes.
the person you knew
That's
is
how
no
it
longer
felt.
that person.
Yes.
Like
And
you
you
lost,
just gotta let them go.
and you lost a whole family, like the people that were
Yeah.
attached to him, and
Yeah.
it was like it was so weird.
Yes.
And I explained to people like, you don't understand why I'm depressed. I mean, I just literally lost a whole family,
Yep.
like a whole life.
You gotta get through that. Ain't no
Yeah.
fast forwarding. Ain't no skipping over. You gotta take every single day. You gotta get through it.
I know people who like had custody over pets.
Oh yeah.
Who's gonna have pets? I mean, it
Yeah.
gets real. It can get
Custody
real.
over pet. Wait a
It
minute.
can
Yeah,
get real
they-
petty.
Yeah.
It can get real petty.
Wait.
It do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never
Right
heard of
now,
that.
damn dog.
I ain't
Over
never
pets,
heard of that.
yes.
Right, I never heard of that.
I mean, this one guy I know we're talking divorce too long, but like this one guy I knew, like he had visitation like every other weekend, just like with kids.
For the
Like
pets.
With the pet.
Yeah, with his 2 schnauzers.
Lord have mercy.
Well.
But they didn't have kids, so
Okay, that was the kid.
yeah, that was the
They
kids.
had visitation with the damn dog.
They're expensive
This world
dogs.
is
Man.
crazy.
And you had 2, and I was thinking, why couldn't y'all just split them up? Like you take one, I take one.
Yeah. That would have been fair.
But you know, as some people,
They
they
dogs.
no, I don't want the
They
dogs
can
to be
get
separated. And this is
They
that
can,
third.
they
What?
can die like that.
Hey, dogs.
So do you think you're gonna write some music about that part of your life, that traumatic part of your life, and like how it
In
changed you?
some way, yes. Here's another thing too. For a long time, I kind of refrained, and it's getting better because I've been divorced 3 years now. So, you know, it does. It's easier and easier to even like talk about it right now. There was one point I could not do that. So, I'll find a way where I can talk about it where I'm okay with it.
Mhm.
And the reason I say that is because there was one point in time where I couldn't talk about it at all, and I didn't want to go, you know, around writing songs about it, documenting my pain, and like every time I hear this record, I'm like depressed, and I didn't want to do that, you know.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of just seeing that I just needed to give myself time. It just was not time for me to do it. Now I do feel more like, you know, inclined to talk about it more and you know, talk about what I went through. Now it is easier if people want to hear about it.
Yeah, I think we all do. But so, are you performing any place now? Where can we like
Yeah.
check you out? Like,
I have been performing a lot. I have a show on, I think it's like a battle, like a female battle. It's on March 26th.
Yep.
I think it is. Who is that? Is that Ambitions Entertainment? It's Ambitions Entertainment. They're
Yeah.
having another little show on March 26th. It's a battle,
Okay.
and I think it's like a competition. It's
Yeah, it's a female.
Yeah.
It's a female.
Okay.
I
So
saw that.
that's the next show I'm gonna do. And that's it for March. I'm gonna close out March with that, and then but we do actually have a couple things already for next month, for April. It's crazy how this is. A lot of people, you know, it's just always something to do. People have things for you to do. There's shows, you know, it's invitations to all types of things, fashion shows. We just got one. It's just appearances and interviews. It's just always something to do. So I'm getting a lot of practice in. I'm you know, getting a lot of practice in on different stages. I've also been looking into doing like live sets, like jazz sets, things like that.
Oh, that's what's up. That's nice.
Just kind of expanding,
That's nice.
you know, the crowd, expanding my listeners, because, you know, even though I am like pop and R&B, you know, I can sing jazz. I can sing other things as well, and I just want to see what that's like, you know, to sing for some different types of audiences. So I do have a lot of stuff coming up. Y'all know I'm gonna keep y'all informed.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on.
Sure.
So do you got Instagram? Like you on YouTube? You got any videos, anything on YouTube?
I actually the only thing I have on my YouTube page right now is the interview I did with Gotti on the Gotti's World Show. Shout out to Gotti.
Shout out to Gotti.
Shout out Gotti.
Gotti's a friend of the city.
So I'm building my YouTube page. I'm shooting the video for Stars in a couple of weeks, so that will be on my YouTube pretty soon.
Okay.
And that would pretty much be like my first, like I said, Stars is my debut, is my first one, so this will be my first music video.
That's what's up.
You know, and I do want it to be perfect. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit of a delay because I'm just so anal about everything, but you know, I want it to look right. I want it to be quality. I don't want to put it out, you know,
Right.
if it's not quality, a
Yeah, you
video,
want to put out the
never.
best quality.
I agree.
You know,
I really agree.
and that's great because some people just want to put up content so bad that they'll put up anything
I see it all
just to have
Yeah,
content.
yeah.
Yeah,
And they don't know that's your brand.
That's your
Yes.
brand. You can't have just anything up representing you.
Yeah.
Every time.
Right.
So that's what I'm on. Just taking
Send-
my time.
Send it to Rashman first.
Yeah,
'cause he's
send it
gonna
to me.
look
Here
at
I am. Here I am.
He's gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
He's gonna be like, I don't like how your leg is turning. And
I swear, he might
That's
have
the
to
type
fix
of
that.
stuff I be on though. Like
That's
look
what
at
I'm on.
that.
Yeah.
He'll be like that. Like your arm looks weird
I
the
know.
way you held it like that.
Why do you have a mop bucket in the
Most
back
people
of your
don't pay
background?
attention.
Really?
Most people do not pay attention to that, especially guys. Guys don't be looking at stuff like that. They just put you out there. I had to tell Gotti too, like, tell me if I got lipstick on.
So what's next for Nina Ross?
What's next for Nina Ross? I'm just music, more music. I have cut definitely about an album's worth of music. I'm just putting it out, you know, kind of how I want to put it out. Like I said, with Stars, I wanted to test, you know, the waters and kind of see what Stars would do. I'm still learning too, so I made a lot of mistakes releasing Stars. You know, and each release, you know, as expected, I'll get better and better.
You will.
Each release will get easier. I'll have, you know, a strategy, you know, where I'll know the types of, you know, things that you can run into that could cause problems that I didn't know, you know, now. I know them now.
Right.
You know, so it's like stuff like that. Definitely more music on the way. Every record that I put out won't have like a music video per se.
Yeah.
But I do want some type of visual, you know, for all the releases pretty much. And then I don't know, y'all. I just kind of want to see like where this will carry me. Like what, you know, what types of doors it will open up. Like where, you know, I know I'm walking in where I'm supposed to be. You know, just from prayer, just from alignment, I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. But you know, you can't see the future, you don't know. But I know at least I'm going in the right direction. So I'm just gonna see just, you know, where it takes me. I'm putting in the work though.
Well, let me tell you this. Yeah, I see stars. I see stars.
Man.
I was gonna ask you if there was any other part of entertainment that you wanted to get into, like modeling, acting, you know, voiceovers, whatever. If there was anything else.
I did do.
Can you dance? Can you dance?
No.
You can't dance?
I cannot dance.
Wah,
I can't dance.
Me
My
either.
mom is right.
Me either.
And I said that. So we're shooting a video for Stars, and there's choreography, okay, and it's like choreographed, and the choreographer is Shirelle. Shout out to Shirelle. It's just another reason it's taking a little bit longer to release the video because I have to learn the choreography. And like I said, y'all, it's gotta look dope. Like it's gotta be on point.
Right,
I don't want it to look like I can't dance.
Right.
Okay. I want y'all to look at it and be like, she is lying.
But then
She
you're gonna,
said she could
but
dance.
then you're gonna end up doing a Mary J. Blige live.
A little two-step.
Okay.
Man.
You're gonna look like you're having a seizure, and then we're gonna wonder if you're okay.
But on phone.
Yeah, we're gonna have to rehearse and get something together.
Because everybody's like, I love that. I'm like, really? Okay,
Yeah.
well that's
No.
maybe I really am old. 'Cause
I want to put on a show.
I just
Okay.
don't.
Yeah. That's what's up.
She looks like her hips hurt, her feet hurt. Like, get me out these shoes. I can't do it.
Damn.
So do you have a most memorable show that you did?
The most memorable show show, I do. I open for Futures.
Ooh.
Right? Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes, it happened. And it was, okay, the reason it's memorable is, you know, a couple things. First, I mean, I opened for Future.
Okay.
That makes it memorable. But, so of course, you know, we got to take pictures. I got to meet him and all that. I had a show. I had a set, you know, a rehearsal. I had dancers. We were rehearsing for months, a couple months for this show. And then I had a wardrobe malfunction.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
Top or bottom?
Janet Jackson.
I was gonna say top or bottom.
Bottom.
Oh Lord.
Oh no.
And it wasn't nothing I could do, y'all, but just keep it moving, just keep going. I had on a little one piece, you know what they be wearing. It had like the sequins and stuff on, a little one piece leotard type of little joint. Girl. And I went out there and tried to bust a move. And as soon as I put my arm up or something, as soon as I put my arm up, the whole bottom of my leotard, it was like a thong. It was like I had a thong on. And it was not a thong, it was shorts. But once I started dancing,
it just went right into the
yes.
went right into the crevice.
And I kept trying to pull it down, and it would not stay down. And I'm just like, girl, what you gonna do? All of this is happening like while I'm performing. I'm just talking.
Hey, the show must go on.
Yeah, and then at that point it was just like, well, own it. And I did. I owned it, and I said something to the people. It's like, how many y'all know y'all got a fat ass? Yeah, how many bitches got a fat ass or something? Yes. Own it. I know
my ass
I
ate this one piece, girl.
Hey. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere is just cheap.
That was definitely the most memorable. Like I said, for more reasons than one.
Was that here or in Atlanta?
That was. Oh,
Because
West. That's right.
Future's in Atlanta, you know, he's based out in Atlanta.
No, that was we performed at it was like a college like tour,
Homecoming.
like type of thing. Homecoming. That's right.
Okay.
It was
at
in
a
Western
homecoming.
Illinois. Yep.
Okay.
It was fun. It was lit.
Okay.
It was fun.
Oh man.
Yes.
But a great time to have a malfunction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, we've had people fall out of chairs, fall,
Yeah.
slip,
At the club.
do stuff, and
Wig fall off.
No.
We ain't seen that yet.
no.
We ain't seen that yet.
And I'm always trying to be the one that's trying to keep it together. And I'm like, y'all can't laugh. This is not funny. Y'all need to stop. But inside, I'm dying.
Go on
But
ahead,
I'm
tell
like,
the story. Go on.
stop that.
Go on,
This,
tell.
you know, so you ever seen those videos like of dogs when they're falling back and you can see in their eyes that they know it's over.
Yes.
This lady, she was falling back and you catch her eyes and you just see like she's like,
It's happening.
yep, this is it, you know? And he looks right, DJ Q Products looks right in her face and he's laughing as she's like in this tumble backwards off. And he's the sweet one and he's dying laughing. And I'm like, you have to stop laughing.
I couldn't hold that.
You have to. And I was like, this is not right.
I turned around.
But I was like, stop laughing, this is not funny. He's like, I can't help it. Look,
Yeah.
she done fell out the face.
She wasn't the only one that fell that night.
No, there was a few.
No, yeah.
Wait, you said y'all was in the club?
Yeah, we was
Yep,
in the club.
the loft right down
at
here.
the loft. It was a camera guy. There was a camera guy there. I think he sat on one of them.
Yeah, he sat on one of these. It's actually a table, but it looks like a circle stool. And he went.
That thing went up.
And what can you do?
It
like,
went up. He went down,
You just,
and we died.
you know. And he's the nice one. And so when he starts laughing, I'm like, this is gonna be out of control. Because when his laugh is contagious.
Mhm.
So then everybody's laughing, and I'm just like, okay, here we go. This is not good. We're laughing right in these people's faces, like
Rude.
like how you are. I mean, he's just looking straight at her, just dying. I'm like, oh my god, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
I couldn't hold it that day. I'm usually able to control it, but you know. I mean, it is what it is. It was funny. What was that, a Sunday?
Yeah, it was.
That was a eventful Sunday. Yeah.
Can we roll that song back again?
Oh yeah, we're gonna play Stars again. Let the people hear Stars one more time. Yes. This is the
You want to do it
basement.
live?
Underground Hitters. Let's go. We are back. We are back with the basement. Yes.
And we have
Nina
another-
Ross is in the building. Yes.
Yes, and you know who else just walked in?
Who else just walked in? Who walked in?
Miss Mina, the brown diva.
Yes, that's right. In
For
the
sure.
flesh. Thank you guys for having me. Yes, it's your girl, Miss Mina Brown Diva. And Miss Mina. Look, we rhyming over here.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
The first thing that I noticed about you is your style. So I'm all about the diva, the look. What style do you feel yourself that you go with, and what keeps you to stand apart from other artists that are out here?
So that is good because it's something that I've had to ask myself. You know, once I decided to start putting music out and brand Nina Ross. You know, so one thing that I always keep in mind though is I want to be comfortable. I don't know how many people really think about that. Some things look cute, you know, but can you perform in that? Should you be wearing that? So I want to be comfortable. And when I say comfortable, I mean, you know, I don't want things too tight while I'm performing. I don't want things too short. You know, I don't want everything out. You know, if you know how I mean. Okay. So I like to keep to some extent some, you know, modesty. I want to look like a lady, you know, but keep it, you know, sexy. You know, but so comfort is another thing. Like I said, I do want to. I want to look like a woman.
Yes.
I want to look like a woman. I don't want to look like a little girl. You know, I don't want to look old. You know, I want to be like, you know, maybe too covered up, too modest. I want to look like a woman, a young woman. And then, because we were talking about earlier about the shallow stuff, right? Like what meets the eye, that's the first thing. So that's first, okay. And then, you know, you can kind of get into what's behind that, what's behind the physical stuff. But yeah, I just like to look good. I kind of know, like you know how you know like your strengths, like you know if you got a big booty, you know you might want to accentuate your booty, you know what I'm saying? So you know your strengths, you know what you got, and you just want to, you know, work with what you got. And so my mom was really good at that. She taught me that just growing up because she designed clothes. My mom designed my prom dress. She made my prom dress.
Wow.
So
That's
she
what's
was
up.
really good
That's
at
dope.
she was really good at just knowing like fabrics and things that laid nicely on, you know, my body shape and things like that. So I do get a lot of that from her, and I do kind of like to push myself a little bit because I can be known for being sometimes too modest. Too modest. I'm really, really old-fashioned. That's my mom again. So I have been, you know, as of late, trying to just kind of push myself a little bit. Like, you know, you're grown. You can wear a little short skirt. It's okay.
Like you say, it's nothing wrong with keeping some of the old values in us. You
keep-
know what I mean? That's what makes us who we are.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask, do you prefer to perform in heels? Because you know what, when we're at the clubs, and even when Mina knows this, when you're hosting, like those heels can become a terror after a
Yes.
while.
They do. That is another thing too, because I would prefer to perform in heels every time I perform. So that's just another thing too, finding a shoe, you know, that's comfortable to perform in, you know, not too high, but, you know, sturdy around the ankles, something that fits, you know, my foot is not sliding off. And, you know, yeah, it's stuff like that that's important. You know, you got to think about, you can't just buy a cute outfit and then you got to rehearse and stuff that you perform in, you know, like.
You that first time putting it on.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. That's what we was just talking about. I never rehearsed in that little outfit.
So if you would have lifted up your arm, you would have known.
Yes.
Yeah. If I had rehearsed it, I would have known. Like, no.
I'm just afraid of falling in heels.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, especially in the clubs, people have spilled drinks.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just always afraid of that. Like, that's a fear of mine.
Yeah, I have thought about that, and then, you know, we've all seen like the clips of like celebrities like falling on stage.
Right.
You know, sometimes you can't forget, you know, things like happen. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You just gotta remember what you're gonna do after that. You know, recover.
How you gonna
Quick.
recover?
Recover quick. Get up and just keep it moving.
I know you're saying that, but I recently broke my ankle, and so I think about that now. Like, I'm more cautious.
Yeah, careful.
Yeah.
Me and you in some heels.
You don't heal as fast as you get older, you know?
Yeah.
That is the truth. That part, okay? You fall one good time and be out like, oh, this hip is gone.
Yeah.
7 months, you
Wow.
know?
Man.
I sprained a toe and I'm out for a year.
So, as far as artists that you would like to, this is as far as artists that you would like to connect with and work with, who are some of your dream artists?
Aside from, I mentioned earlier, Chris Brown. That would definitely be somebody. And then, I don't know. It's just, you know.
Do you have any local favorites?
I do. There's a rapper. His name is
LA 2
Ty
times?
Money.
Ty Money.
So
Ty Money from Harvard.
But I think Ty Money just changed his name to Fat Money. or
Fat
something.
Money?
Ty Money.
Yeah.
Really?
But I love Ty Money. That boy can rap.
Yes.
He can rap his behind off, man. He is talented. Shout out to Ty Money.
Yeah, Ty Money.
Who is Ty Money?
Ty Money?
Yeah.
You don't know who Ty
You gonna have to
He
look
from
him
Harvey.
up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He from Harvey?
He's
Yeah,
from
you won't be
Harvard.
disappointed.
Alright, I'm gonna look him up.
He be talking some shit. He's like, you know, them rappers that's smart. You know, when they rap, they just not. He like, you know, just the way he uses words and the way he's smart. He's smart, and you know, I like listening to him. That's local. It's a couple rappers. I got one of my guys, Jimmy Blanca. That's one rapper. He from St. Louis, but he's from Chicago. He's doing his thing.
Okay.
Jimmy Blanca.
Yep, my brother Young Nero. Shout out to Young Nero. He doing
Young
his
Nero.
thing.
All right, Young Nero.
Who else? D-Loud. D-Loud's not a rapper. Y'all know
D-Loud.
Darius
Church.
That's family.
Yes. Darius
That's
Loud.
That is family. Yes.
That is
yes.
most definitely family. D-Loud.
It's a couple people, and that's something else too. Like I want to start at home. You know, I want to start at home. Like I said if I put out one record and only make $10, you know, off of that, and then pull out another one and only make $10 off of that. So I'm still putting out records though. I'm still gonna put these records out. I'm still gonna do it. I have to get it out. I say this all the time. You know, like at the end of my life, I just want to be empty, completely empty. Like anything that I, you know, imagined in my mind, I just want to do it.
Yeah.
And it does not matter how it turns out, or if it's not as successful as I expected it to be. I did it though, and I put my all into it, you know. And that's just how I'm looking at life now after the divorce.
Living life with no regrets.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what's
doing
up.
it all.
Moving on.
I'm doing it
Oh
all.
wow, that
You
sounds
know,
like
doing it
a single.
I'm doing
Living
it
life
all.
with no regrets.
Oh yeah.
Doing it all.
I'm doing it all.
I'm doing it all.
Yeah. That's how I'm living these days. I'm free. I feel free. You know, I can do anything. We all can do whatever we want to do.
So I'm just curious. Yeah, tell me more about D-Loud's. How do you know
D-Loud.
D-Loud's?
So D-Loud's is okay. I had about maybe 7 years ago, like 2014-ish. I was signed to, I had a manager, Roshan Loud. You know Roshan Loud? Okay, so that's Darius Loud. That's his cousin. So I met Roshan at an audition. I think it was for X Factor. You guys know that TV show X Factor?
Yes.
If it wasn't for X Factor, it may have been for American Idol. But I met Roshan there, and he, I don't even remember like how we were just singing. You know, at those competitions, everybody just be everywhere singing, like practicing and, you know, getting ready for the audition. And we just was singing, and that was like 2011. And then me and Roshan just like, I don't know, he started managing me, and he just taught me so much about music. He used to be in the group, what's the name of you? Quiet Storm, of course. How can I forget? He was in Quiet Storm. So he had a lot of experience, you know, in the business. He had, you know, a lot of experience, performing experience, which I did not have at the time. You know, and I just learned a lot from them with like artist development, you know, doing things, you know, performing and dancing at the same time. You know, that is a skill. That's a skill. You know, so we were working on things like that. And When I first met Roshan Lyles, he didn't even know Darius Lyles. He didn't even know D Lyles. They didn't know each other. They didn't know each
And they
other.
were cousins.
And they were
What?
cousins.
Wow.
And then they met each other like around that time. I don't even remember like how they ran into each other, how they met each other, but they realized the last names. They like, your last name is Lyles. And they like, yeah, and they figured it out, and they turned out to be blood cousins. Yes, they talented in music. That's crazy, right? They
That's
both
what's
can
up.
sing their behinds off. You know, they love music, and it was just like, it really was like a family. Like, I still love them both so much to this day. They have really contributed to where I am now. They just taught me a lot, but in me learning though, they just always included me and accepted me and like treated me like family. Like it was just always like, gee, like, we just want the best for you. We want you to win. And they just made me feel it. You know, people say that, but it's a difference, you know, saying it and when people like actually put the work in, you know, to get you there. And they do. That's family. Love D Lyles. I love D Lyles. I love Roshan Lyles. That's family for real.
So I guess for anybody who hasn't been paying attention, you're divorced, so you're single, and are you kind of like on the market or just on the shelf? You know, are you just focusing?
I am not on the market.
So you're on the shelf. You're on the shelf chilling.
I'm on the shelf. I have so much work to do. It wouldn't be fair for me to get into a relationship right now because I would not give him what he would need. I don't have it to give. I have so much that I need to focus on because I'm like racing against myself. You know, I was married for 6 years. You know, it was a lot of things that I didn't get a chance to do during that time that I can do now.
Right.
So it's like, you know, I don't want to give another person the opportunity to stop this for me. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to be like a bitch about it. I don't want to sound like cold-hearted, and it's not that. It's just, this is my time. I am hyper-focused, and I just have things that I want to reach for, things I want to accomplish on my own. It has nothing to do with like a man, and like I said, it's not that I'm against marriage or love. It's not that. It's just this is my time for something else. You know, I just said
It's about self right now.
yes. And if what would happen if I put all of the energy that I put into my relationship into NENA Ross?
Yes.
Or what if I put that
Yes.
into, you know, into something else that, you know, and that's just how I'm thinking. Like, you know, I wonder, like, what could happen if you worked just as hard?
So what if you ran into a man today? Let's say you walked right out this door. He's standing out there, right? And he's super supportive. He wants to help push you. He has all the qualities that you need to take you to the next level. Like, this is like your dream man, all built perfect just for you. Everything you could ever want, especially not just for NENA the person, but NENA the artist. And he was fine too. Just fine.
I just, okay. Unless some time had passed. I'd have to get involved with him to know, like, you know, all of those things that you said in the beginning. And that, like, just getting past that, it's just tough. It's just, and I don't know what it would take, like, for a guy to, like...
Maybe you ran into him at the studio every time. He's like, I love your music. I've been pushing it. I think you're great. I mean, you know,
I
you
have
just
to
never
say he
know.
would definitely have to be a huge supporter of my music.
Because you just never know. Like, you may walk into the studio one day or the radio station and just run into somebody that's just built perfect for NENA Ross.
It's true. It's true.
But Nikki, I think it's a hard no right now. It's a hard no, right? It's a hard no
But
right
you know
now.
what's funny? Like, you just never know what life has.
But he's gonna expect things from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna have a job to do as well. I'm not gonna just be able to just take. You know, I'm gonna have to give back, and I don't have nothing to give back.
You know what's funny? Like, I thought that, like, my husband is very, like, he's out in San Diego right now.
Okay.
He's chasing his dreams. He's on a trip. He's chasing his dreams, and he's like, I need you to chase yours while I'm chasing mine. Like, there's no time for us to hold each other back. We have enough time to be married, because I'm married again. He said, we have enough time to be married, but we have a short window to chase dreams.
I like that.
And so you might meet somebody that's like that. That's like, you need to be out there. He pushes me harder than I push myself. and I should be the same. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. When you have two dream chasers, you never know what could happen.
Yeah, I agree. And that was another thing too. He would have to have his own stuff going on. You know, I can't. I don't want to say I can't be the priority. I don't want to say that. Do not take that the wrong way, okay? I have to be a priority. However, you have to have other things going on that don't have anything to do with me.
Right, you don't want them laying up under you all day.
And that's the thing, like, that's what I'm kind of finding is, you know, oh, good Lord. You know, guys they just want, you know, they just want so much. They want time, and they want to talk, and they want to be around you, and they want to take you out to dinner, and they just want to see your pretty smile. And
yes, that's a
like,
lot.
look, I'm trying to work.
Too much.
Okay.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the time. I don't, like I said, I'm racing it. You know, I can eat at home with my son.
You know, Rashman, her next man is going to be out of town.
Out of town.
Yeah, he'll be like across the map somewhere, so then they can.
We've thought. Me and my girlfriends have talked about that before. Like, you know.
So you could have your space, he could have his, and it's like you're not always in my face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think music is her man right now.
Yeah.
Music is your man right now.
Get this done.
Music is your man right now.
I think it's her whole brand. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
She got tunnel
Because
vision.
it's a lot of
Focus,
work.
right?
It's
It
independent,
is.
so you have to do every single thing. There's nobody taking care of anything for you.
Right.
You know, you got to do everything, and it's hard sometimes. I have to remind myself sometimes just sit down. Sometimes, yes, just sit down. Leave Nina Ross alone and sit down. You know, take your son to the playground. You know, I don't know, go into the backyard and sweep. You know, or pick up the weeds. Like, just do normal things. You know, don't forget about that. And the difficult part for me in that is when I'm doing that, my mind is thinking things. I started the process of Stars last summer, maybe June of last year, and now I'm just now releasing it in February. So it's, you know, it's a process. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it without her helping me. So that's we the team. It's us too. We the team. It's us.
Got it. So
And she,
yeah. I'm sorry. This is a threefold question. Yeah. So how long have you been in the game? First.
Okay.
Secondly, like you mentioned the difficulty of doing it, you know, like with your BFF.
Mm-hmm.
So how difficult is it really? And what advice would you give artists that's beneath you that are coming right behind you? What kind of advice would you give those people?
So the one thing that I would say to artists is to not stop. And I didn't really realize the value in that until now, only because I did stop. And if I had never stopped, I have no idea like where I would be now. But because I stopped, I see the value in not stopping, okay? Because I'd be further along. I'd have, you know, more and more shows under my belt. I'd have had the practice, you know, doing performances in front of all different audiences. I would definitely say, do not stop. Don't stop. I mean, if you have to slow down, you know, okay, slow down, but don't stop. Keep going.
Yeah.
And that would be my advice for artists. The difficulty with doing it with my BFF, the only thing I think that would probably be difficult, like the most difficult, is just maybe just the fact that it is only 2 of us. If we had maybe 5 of us like us, that would be everything. Like,
yeah.
But that's the key thing, is finding people who have the same like mind. You know,
Yeah.
is everybody on the team they gotta have the same goal they're reaching for. Everybody on the team gotta each have a job, you know,
Right.
and everybody's job has to be, you know, to reach this goal.
Yeah.
You know, so
everybody playing their role.
so
Yeah.
yes, so that I can say she and I definitely have down pat. So the challenge would definitely be finding other people to add to the team who also have that same thing. You know, and that's when, you know, you probably, you know, some companies have a difficult time with like retaining employees. They have like retention issues. It's just like a revolving door, you know, and that's what I'm not trying to have. I want to have same people on the team that's, you know, gonna do the job right, and everybody's reaching for the same thing. The third thing you asked me was about
how long have you been in the game?
how long I've been doing this. So I say for real, since 2013. That was when I was like, I'm gonna do this. And 2013 was actually the year I quit my job. I was a supervisor at the YMCA on 63rd and Stony in Chicago, and I quit.
Okay.
I quit to pursue, you know, music. And that was probably the first time that I was really like, you know, I'm gonna do this, like, for real. Like, I don't think I had ever, like, been in the studio and stuff like then. So, like, I started cutting records and things. And that was about 2013. It's been, I played around, like, with music in college and high school. I always did, like, plays, performances. I was in competitions and things like that in high school, but I didn't really start, like, seriously taking my voice, like, for real until like 2013, which actually that's kind of late, y'all. I should have been on it, but here we are. We are here.
We here.
We're here. Yes, that is the word. Nice.
So-
We are here.
So I have another question.
Yes.
What legacy do you want to leave behind for like your career, as far as like your career and everything? What legacy do you want? What do you want people to remember?
So I have a son, and that's who I use when I'm thinking about, like, this the answer to this question, because like when we were talking about, like, wardrobe and like style and things like that. Okay, I don't want my son to ever look back and be like, you know, my mom was out here slutting it out, or like I just don't want him to look at anything and be like, that was distasteful or that was classless or something like that. Like, I definitely always want to be viewed as a lady.
Yeah.
Always. Like, I want Nina Ross to be like she was a lady, you know, she was a classy lady, you know, with a little spice, a little sass, you know, every now and then. We all like a little sassy, you know, a little sassy.
Yeah.
But I definitely want Nina Ross to be, you know, I want people to, you know, get like a fun vibe, you know, when they think of Nina Ross. I don't want it to be like too like a serious or a judgmental feeling. I want it to feel free. I want it to feel fun and creative, you know, and I want people to feel like they can just be, you know, when it comes to Nina Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, and especially my son. That's really important to me, because I do think, you know, I want my son to be proud of what I'm doing right now. He don't know nothing about what's going on now. He's 4. But yes, he's 4, so he don't know. But one day he will, and when he sees it, I want him to just be like, wow, like you was doing it. You was out here doing your thing. And yes, son, yes I was.
That's what's
Yes,
up.
yes I
That's
am.
what's up. Hey, we got another guest in the building.
Okay.
Mr. Bibbs just pulled up.
What's going on?
Black T Bibbs is in the building now. You know what I'm saying? So,
I am not here.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
What do you have for dinner?
Huh?
But you haven't heard?
Bibbs in the building.
yeah, Black T
I got
Bibbs in the
drinks.
building.
You want? I got Bel Air. I'm not here.
Man.
And I'm not here.
She's a lady.
Yes.
Look, I will still drink some Bel Air, and I am very much a lady.
Okay.
My vagina says so.
Say that
My
She got the little bottle. She got the little
Many
bottle.
bottles, yes.
My vagina says so. So.
Whoa!
Huh?
You drink my vagina?
No, I said my vagina says I'm a lady. What I drink doesn't matter. Really, you gonna give it back to me? I love it. You know, they had, you know, Bibbs didn't get to hear your single, but he has the Black Tea podcast, so that's another great platform, you know, that I know you haven't experienced yet, but you might want to wait to go on that one.
Yeah.
That's one of those. Remember, I was telling you about that 9 o'clock hour type stuff.
Oh yes. Oh.
After hours.
Okay.
After hours.
So what are you doing to it? I know you were saying you don't really dance. So besides the choreography, are you taking any lessons? Are you going to be looking into lessons? Do you want to try something different as far as dance? Like,
I do want to start. I've done lessons before with D. Lyles. That's who I've done, and D. Lyles is doing lessons now. He's holding lessons. So once, and I need to do lessons. I do, and it's so crazy you just said that, nigga, because I think D. Lyles was just on his page a couple days ago. He just posted like a vocal exercise or something that he does with his clients. I'm like, man, I need to really.
do you want to go to dance lessons together? Because you know I can't dance.
Dance lessons.
Look,
I'll go.
my mom.
I'll go.
Look, my mom is Asian.
Artist.
I'm not popping nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I need to. We have talked about you know how they be having them pole dances,
Yes.
you know those. We talked about doing those. What is it called? Flirty fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about doing something like that.
They're
you
doing
know,
them with
just to
skates
kinda-
now too.
They
Pole
doing it with
dancing
skates?
with skates. Yeah, I've seen it all.
I haven't seen
Stripper
it.
girl fitness.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how?
They on a pole
Cause you
with
know how?
skates?
Yes, because you know skates weigh like 10 pounds.
Yeah, already.
So I'm like, how are you getting up there? And then they're twirling around with right.
Well, y'all know P Valley's coming back out, right?
Oh,
So.
yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
I've never seen that.
Yes.
I've never seen
You've
that.
never seen that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's about the stripper.
Yes.
For real, for real.
Mhm. I
Look.
watched it.
I know that's right.
But yeah, Nina, for those that don't know, can you give out your handles, please?
Yes. So you guys can find me on Instagram at the official Nina's World. That's Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. Just type in Nina Ross on Facebook.
And it's NENA.
NENA. That's
Okay.
important, y'all. NENAROSS.
Well,
Yes.
because most people are
That's
gonna think
me.
it's NI.
Nina
you know?
Ross. And there is another artist with an NI.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Nina Ross.
Artist
Yes.
too?
Yeah.
That's
Right?
good.
So y'all make sure y'all type in the right Nina, NENA. Y'all find me. I'm on TikTok too. You guys can follow me on TikTok at Nina Ross
follow her.
333.
Oh wow. TikTok.
Yeah,
Cool.
TikTok is fun.
Yeah.
I like TikTok. TikTok is fun.
I have not.
Why is
had
it
one.
fun?
done a
Like,
lot of challenges?
yeah, what's up with
I
TikTok?
have done a few. It's just I just like because for a while I was left it alone. Like I don't have time for no more social media apps. But TikTok, the way they do it with the different sounds and the now I thought the dances would be hard because I cannot dance. Okay, so I'm like I thought learning like a dance on TikTok would be like a huge like ordeal, but it's not. They got some super simple dances.
Did you start with when the sun goes
Yeah,
down?
yes.
Oh my
God.
God.
Oh my God. But on,
Did you start with that one?
No,
Did you do that
I
one?
didn't start with that one.
but speaking of
But something similar to it.
but speaking of the TikTok challenges, how do you start one? Like, who starts the challenges?
It just be regular people.
Mm-hmm.
That was another thing. Like it's not like you gotta be like a celebrity. You can be a regular person. You can make any sound. You can just burp. That could be your sound. And you put that burp on TikTok. Next thing you know, 1 million people will make a video with your burp sound.
That's how
Yeah.
that's how Hollywood got Sneaky Link out there. That's how
Through
he
TikTok.
became famous. He did it
Yes.
through TikTok. And now he's
Yep.
with Soulja
Soulja
Boy
Boy.
and all
Yep.
kinds of stuff.
And
that he
that's
started
another
with.
thing, artists. You know, it's so many ways. Like the industry is not like it used to be. Like everything is so much more accessible. You know, you can send Beyonce a message on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You can DM her.
Well, now they have the little phone
Probability of her
numbers now. You
responding
know,
to it.
Yeah,
where
they be having all
Someone else
kind of stuff.
responding.
You couldn't
But-
do stuff like that back in the day. Like TikTok is a really good like artists, like up and coming artists should definitely be on
and
TikTok.
that reaches a different generation of people. So
Yeah.
like Facebook is going to be your older generation. Instagram is that middle ground,
Mhm.
and then
Yes.
TikTok are your new
Is
generation.
this
of
new one?
people.
New
That's
beats?
who you want to reach.
Yeah.
That's who's streaming all that.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So that's who you want to reach.
Yeah.
Got it. So with that being said, though, Nina, like, it's the social media thing is like huge. So what's gonna set you apart from other artists when everything is like really easily accessible and saturated?
I think what's gonna set me apart is just how people can naturally see like me being genuine, me being real and just raw, being kind, just simple things like that. Like I was saying earlier about just intelligence and kindness. Like, I think that is gonna set me apart. How people see me interact with an audience and with listeners and things on social media. The kinds of things that I'm putting out there about my life, my personal life, that's gonna set me apart. Just people being able to relate to me, like on a down to earth level, like not like a huge, like she's hard to get to type of thing, but like she's just like me. She's
And having those
just a regular
shared
girl.
experiences.
Yes. And I think, and that's like, I guess it kind of ties into what I was saying earlier about like, like my personal experience and things like that, but putting them out there so that people can relate to them. Like I went through something like that too. Or girl, yep, I feel you. That happened to me just like it happened to you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's definitely gonna set me apart. Like people want to feel like you're next to them. People want to feel like you're cool. Like
You're relatable.
They want to, they want to feel like that. And I think that's because there's also a market for, you being that like entity that people wish that they were. There's a market for that too. Like I wish I was her. I wish I had the things that she has. That's not gonna be me. I'm gonna be more so like the relatable, like, you are like me. We're the same, like I've been hurt, I've been fucked up, like,
So when your music comes on, you want them to be like, girl,
yes,
that's my girl, listen to her. My girl Nina's saying it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah,
She got
like,
me through that
what she
situation.
say, girl, yeah.
She got me through that situation,
I
yeah.
know what
Girl,
you
did you
mean.
hear what Nina said in this
Yeah.
last song? Let me play that back for you.
Yeah, that's how I want it to be. So yeah, we all, got different sides to us. We each of us is not just one way. And I just want to be able to just like relay that through my music, my different, the different sides to myself, and the different perspectives and the different angles. How I see things, how I relate to things, and my perspective on different things. It's always gonna be, even if a person can't relate, then a person will listen to it and be like, oh, I never thought of it like that. I never thought of it in that way, the way that she just said it,
Yeah.
So I want it to be like a little bit of all of that, Like I said, I'm still testing and seeing what's what, but I got an idea.
So you want a little mix of bust your windows out your car, but not a bitter bitch.
Sometimes it be like that.
But I'm not a bitter bitch.
Yeah. I'm not bitter.
So,
But sometimes it be like that.
so I got this question that I ask all the artists that bless the Underground Hittas studios.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look into the crystal ball. What's happening the rest of this year? Short term, long term?
Oh goodness, so many things going on. With Nina Ross, I definitely, by the end of this year, I'll definitely have a few releases. And I do truly believe that, with each release is gonna come, a lot more exposure. A lot more people will hear, what I can do. And so, as far as goals though for Nina Ross, I just have more so of like things I'm like absolutely definitely going to do. Each release has like, an 8-week plan, for every song. It's like 4 weeks before the release, 4 weeks after the release. You have a plan, a strategic plan of what you're gonna do before and after the release for each record.
Okay.
And so I have like that, like, what order I'm gonna put the records out in, the type of visuals I want to do for each release. But as far as like where I'll end up, or like where I want to be, for me the most important thing is just getting it out. Because up until this point I have never released a record. So the most important thing for me is just getting it out the way that I want to get it out, owning it 100%.
Yeah.
And then and to be honest, the way that I just said it that's enough for me. As long as I get it out and I own it 100%.
Yeah. You
I'm
own
cool
all
with
the
that.
rights to it. It's
Yeah,
yours.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want to do with it. I can make money off of it however I want to make off. It's mine. So that's just how I'm thinking. I'm just enjoying this. I'm really having fun with it. I'm just doing whatever I want to do with this with NENA Ross. So
That's what's up. That's
yes.
what's up.
So what is next? What's next for NENA Ross? What does the future look like?
Next is I'm shows. I'm gonna continue to do shows. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna kind of expand the different audiences that I perform in front of. I don't want to sing in front of the same ear all the time. I want to sing in front of some different people. And because in that too, I also want to put out, or I want to, sing some different kinds of music. I love pop and R&B, but I also sing some country. I sing in Spanish. It's all kind of things that I just want to do. And different people appreciate different things. So I just see myself getting out in front of different audiences, bigger audiences.
Bigger keyword.
Yes, bigger audiences. And then I just see myself getting better and better with each performance. I see myself getting more and more comfortable on stage. I see myself commanding the audience, easy. It's easier and easier every time.